Good morning. Good morning. It's the last day of Black History Month, y'all. I got on my all black, got my African, jewelry on. Y'all have to excuse me, my throat's a little sore. I hope y'all had a good week. I ain't talked to y'all all week since the weekend. I want to do a poem for y'all in honor of the last day of Black History Month. It's called You Can Judge Me. I'm going to try to get through this but my throat is not doing well this morning. It's on page 218, poem number 139 in my book, You Can Judge Me. As I say this poem, I want you to imagine that I'm a 32-year-old slave with two children, a girl and a boy, and she has just been given that same freedom of speech that we have today and has now been given permission to say whatever she wants to her slave owners. And they're all in the crowd listening. Okay? Imagine that. So I imagine that she would look them slave owners in their beady little eyes and she would tell them, look, if you gonna judge me, don't just judge me by my size, shape, or color. Dig a little deeper, add a little more stank on it, and judge me by the health of my roots. Judge me by the way my mind will no longer let my body jump through your oppressive hoops. Judge me by the way my pen writes the very poems my ancestors would have written if their mouths weren't forced on mute. Maybe then I could take you seriously. Maybe then your insults and petty judgments will actually mean something to me. But keep in mind, I said maybe. Because after 400 years of seeing all that you did, your words no longer hit the same. And after 400 years of wiping your tears and breastfeeding your kids, I no longer fear the sound of your name. And after 400 years of cleaning your kitchens and being your mistress, I learned to love my own name. And I'm here to stay. My name will reign long for centuries after me because the freedom of my descendants will carry my fame. They will tell stories about me with pride in their chest and build monuments made of stone that are etched in my black pride's best. This is not a test. This is not a drill. This is what your ancestors created, and now it's your turn to pay the bill. Tend to the fields and rot of the very oppression you used to break my family's will. And you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till these new free babies grow up and change up your tests, change up your drills. Soon there'll be no evidence left of how you used to rape and pillage these fields. We are erasing you from our memory, from our misery. Soon there'll be no space left for you in our black history. My daughter will grow up to be just like me. My son will only walk in shoes that are fit for a king. My grandchildren will know who they are, what they are, and who they will be. And their children will be the perfect picture of what the late, great Martin Luther King Jr. saw in his dream. So you can insult me and you can chastise me. But when you judge me, don't just judge me by my size, shape, or color. Dig a little deeper, add a little more stank on it, and judge me by the health of my roots. Judge me by the way my mind will no longer let my body jump through your oppressive hoops. Judge me by the way my pen writes the very poems my ancestors would have written if their mouths weren't forced on mute. That's it.
There we go.
Thank you. To the beautiful lady to my right. That poem is called You Can Judge Me. Again, it's on page 218. It's poem number 139. Happy last day of Black History Month.